Another edition of the round table. Yeah, I've got it wrong. Riding home, man. Dean Legge, Ryan Curley, and Ryan kind of still recovering from Tennessee. Rocky, I still have got Rocky Top in my head. Not really from when the Vols played it, but just from how much I heard it up there. Kirby today talking about Georgia's seniors, and it looks like guys, even though they can come back, are still going to walk. Let's start there with everything from today and take it from there. Guys like Rochester, Schaefer, Wyatt, they're all going to get a chance to walk. In addition to guys like, I mean, obviously Zamir can come back, Cook can come back. Basically, I think everybody can still come back because of the COVID thing. But, you know, a lot of these guys are going to walk. This will be their senior day.
Yeah, and Kirby said that he wants as many as possible to walk just in case, and then make your decision. You know, 'cause
Totally
anything can
agree.
happen. We saw last year, didn't get to walk. You know, the Vanderbilt game was canceled, and that's heartbreaking for the seniors who didn't get that moment. So this year, he wants as many people who are, you know, considering leaving that are eligible as seniors to walk, and then make their decision from there. And I would imagine a lot of them are going to leave.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, there's a lot of NFL talent on this team. Um, or if people just want to, if they're done and they just want to graduate. But if that's the case and you have another year, I wouldn't surprise me if people stayed back.
It depends. Here's what Kirby had to say today about the senior class at Georgia. He says they're resilient. They've been through a lot. That's true. They've had some ups and downs, high quality leaders. Seniors is a loose term right now because who's a senior? Is it the fourth year, fifth year, or redshirt juniors? They're all just all over the place. But the group sits in the front of this team meeting every day is tremendous in terms of what they've meant to Georgia, how they've approached their work, the Dogs for Pups program. A lot of these seniors have given back to their community. They don't know the mark they're leaving right now, but they'll look back one day and be really proud of what they've been able to do here at Georgia during their tenure. There's a really good group of them. I'm really proud of the way they pushed through COVID and the COVID year that was their junior year. Most of them they've done a tremendous job. He's exactly right. These guys won't know their mark until we don't know what it is completely yet. I mean, we still have the ability to become a 14th SEC championship in school history that would put Georgia number 2 all time. This team has the ability to win an Orange Bowl, something that hasn't happened since the 1959 team, 1960 Orange Bowl. This possibly could win the Cotton Bowl, something that's not happened here since the 1983 team, 84 team. You have the chance to win Georgia's what would be 6th national championship. They need to actually start claiming national championships they've won. It would be their 3rd undisputed national championship. So we don't know what the future will be for this group. Stetson, Zamir, James Cook, Jamari. I'm not going to go down the list because there's 17 seniors, and it's still unwritten what will happen with these guys. But they have been a special group, a group that, you know, when you think back, Ryan, guys like Jake Fromm, they didn't have senior seasons. Matthew Stafford, you know, there's been plenty of really good players. Justin Houston at Georgia, AJ Green, who have not had senior seasons. These guys all have, and right now they're making the most of it the way that Nick and Sony did in 2017.
Yeah, they came back because they wanted more and they wanted to win a national championship. Came that close. The senior class has the opportunity to cap off their 4 to 5 year tenure, whatever it is, with a national championship. I think if they were to not win, maybe the likelihood that a few more decide to take that extra year, maybe they want to come back, unfinished business, that wouldn't shock me at all. I think there's going to be a good bit of people who leave the team. You know, you got Jordan Davis is
Mm-hmm.
I'll be completely shocked if he came back. I mean,
No
he's
reason
projected
to.
to be a first round pick.
No reason
Guys
to.
like that. Trying to think of other seniors.
Well,
You know, maybe a
I'll
guy
rattle
like,
them. I'll rattle them off.
yeah, start
Here they
rattling
are.
seniors off.
So you got, and let me, when you just stop me. I mean, Zamir is not a senior. Stetson, Cook, Zamir, Jamari, Justin Schaefer, Davis, Wyatt, Rochester, uh, Walker, Tindall, Beal. All those 3 guys are playing. People forgot about Robert Beal. Kendrick, Speed, Smith, Poole, Breeny, Camarda, excuse me. You know, that's a lot of players. They're older. I thought that's one reason why this team would be special. you've got a mixed up group with like Zamir's class is some of them are seniors, some of them are juniors. Guys like Fitzpatrick, Jamel Walthour, Owen Condon, Warren Erickson. Those guys could be seniors, but they redshirted at some stage. And then, of course, the seniors can stick around for another year. Rochester, I don't think can, but everybody else could. But the legacy of these guys is I think they've just not lost very many games. I mean, they've dominated their rivals. This has been as successful a class as you can be that has not yet played in the conference championship game, that has not yet played in the playoff, and that not yet played in the national championship. But this group is a special group. A lot of the guys who had their senior moment stolen from them a year ago because of the game with Vanderbilt, they're back. So they didn't miss out on it. They're celebrating it this year. There's probably a very small group of guys who didn't do that, but the bulk of those guys were juniors that left, and that was their decision, and they were going to leave one way or the other, and they weren't seniors. So um, the senior day at Georgia is special for a lot of reasons. It used to be that senior day at Georgia was either the Auburn game or the Tech game. Well, that's now just become every other season the Tech game. But Kirby knows what it's like to play your last game at Georgia and walk off the field without a W. That was, I'm certain, very painful for him because the vast majority of the time in the '90s, Georgia won their last game, and after that, it took until 2008. 2010. In 2000, the year 2000, they lost to Georgia Tech in the last game. But from that point forward until today, it's been very rare. 2008, 2014, 2016. Those are the only times that Georgia's lost on their senior day, and those were losses to Georgia Tech. They will win on Saturday against Charleston Southern. I called them Georgia Southern about 15 times today. But senior day is not to be forgotten. And I mean, I remember playing the last time I played, and I was not going to be the last person, off that court. I was not going to be the reason we lost. So I played as slow as possible because I was losing at the time, and I was going to let one of my buddies take the loss so we could leave. But it wasn't going to be me. Is that bad?
They
Is purposely playing slow bad? Because
you didn't want
I,
to be on the court when the
I
loss
didn't want to
happened.
be the reason we lost. You know, we. I think when you watch guys, this is not going to happen on Saturday. But if you were to see Ray Drew come off the field in 14 with having lost that game, and just the quiet of Sanford in 2016 when Georgia lost that game when they, against Tech, when Tech showed great uh, mental toughness in 14 and 16, winning those games. But you don't; these senior days are important because they are your last time playing. And I'm just telling you, Kirby, um, that day in 1998 probably shapes a lot of his dislike for Georgia Tech to tell today. That's the only game he lost to Tech.
Yeah, I mean, that he wants this for his guys. You could tell that today. It's it is a special group that's gone through a lot and obviously has gone through the COVID year. That's not nothing. And the guys that didn't get it last year, and then on top of that, it's a game that you're supposed to win. It's going to take some sort of meteor shower for them not to win this game. So,
They win it in a
you
meteor
know,
shower.
they, fair enough, fair enough. So it's going to be a special moment. A lot of the seniors are going to get playing time. Obviously, not every single one of them's out there a lot, but some of these guys had to wait their turn to
Mm-hmm.
really shine. Look at Channing Tindall was the
No.
defensive player of the week in all of college football. A
Mm-hmm.
guy that waited his turn and showed that he could ball out. These guys, I think Zamir in my head's a senior just because he's
Yeah.
been in the program for 4 years. But I get the whole redshirt junior thing, and he'll have an NFL opportunity. So if
Mm-hmm.
I had to guess, this will be his last game in Sanford Stadium. So,
I think
but
so too.
James Cook, someone that's been around. I mean, you mentioned earlier with Nick Chubb and Sonny Michel coming back for their senior year and how much that meant and what they accomplished in that year. I mean, it's not like they didn't accomplish anything. They won a Rose Bowl and an SEC championship. That's huge. Obviously, it was heartbreaking at the end, but that matters. And
Mm-hmm.
and this class has an opportunity to win it all again. So that would be the perfect way to go out if you're a senior. And yeah, Kirby definitely has a bitter taste in his mouth from Georgia Tech.
Oh,
He wants to beat them. And I actually asked him today about how do you keep them motivated after you've had the success you had this year and you're going to play Charleston Southern, a game you're supposed to dominate, and every game's the same to him. It's a nameless face kind of deal, or
I don't.
a faceless name, something like that.
Well, one of the two.
Whatever the phrase is.
He says, Kirby, responding to your question, I don't need to worry about that with these guys. This group's got great leadership. It's an opportunity to honor these seniors. They've sold this program on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You get what you earn on Saturday, and that opponent is a nameless, faceless hyphen. Doesn't matter. It is what you do. I don't think people understand. I shouldn't phrase it that way. You get a much better appreciation for how irrelevant the other team is when you're on the sideline for these games, because the players are not supposed to talk to the other team. They're not supposed to really look at the logos on the side of the helmet, the jerseys, just the numbers so they can identify people. And at Neyland the other day, whatever it was, they were having fun with the crowd noise. They like these moments. Will it be the same when they play eventually, assuming Alabama? I don't know, but they are deadly focused on the exact moment in front of them, and that's hard to do. I mean, that's hard to do in sports. It's hard to do in life. It's hard to not let your mind wander. It's easy to be Luke Skywalker in the first Star Wars and wonder about things that you can't control and, far off places and everything. The fact of the matter is, and our success on Dog Post proves this, you have to do what's important at that moment. You have to be consistent. You have to not worry about everybody else, and you just have to do what you're supposed to do. And if you do that, you'll be successful. You have a chance to be successful. It doesn't guarantee success. But these guys, no, man, they've not needed to be motivated. Florida looks like they need to be motivated. You're shaking your head, I know.
I thought that they looked unmotivated against Missouri and won by 37, just compared to some of these other
Georgia
games.
was unmotivated, and that was a
I mean,
mistake.
they woke
That
up.
was a missed
They woke up.
opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, they could have won by a lot more than that, in my opinion. So
As I've
we're
lectured.
dealing with an elite team. We're dealing with an elite team. I'm okay calling them elite for now. They've been elite.
Oh, they're
They need to
elite for sure.
continue to be elite. I know he doesn't want to say they're an elite team until they win the whole thing. They're an elite team. This is an opportunity to be one of the best college football teams ever.
You said
And one of the best
I'm
defenses
not going
ever.
to disagree with that. I mean, they have an
So,
they
they've
don't
been elite
have.
so far. They obviously have to continue that. Go blow out Charleston Southern, go blow out Georgia Tech, and go beat Alabama convincingly. And people are going to be afraid of you if they aren't already.
I think they're afraid of them right now. I mean, I don't know that Alabama's afraid of them, but I think that the bulk of college football, we can talk about, offenses, and I think Tennessee played well Saturday night. I mean, I thought they
Yeah,
played well.
yeah, at
I
least
keep
in the
saying
first half.
I keep saying Saturday night, man, but it really felt like a night game the
It
whole
was
time.
dark. It
I
was
mean,
dark. I get
so
it. The second half
um,
was at night, in my
and
opinion.
and relatively cold, but um, they are an elite team. Alabama's an elite team as well, though, and I think Ohio State is. I'm not sure, but
They choose when they want to be elite week to week.
that's
So,
not how it works, though. And that
which makes
that's
them not elite.
that's well, it makes you question. And Oklahoma this past week. I mean, I thought Lincoln Riley was completely correct in a lot of different ways about the ending of that game, but you can't sort of do it. You got to do it all the time. They were disappointed that they allowed 17 points the other night. I mean, they are coming really close to blocking. It feels like almost every single field goal.
Yeah,
It's there's
they're back there, and they've
some guy
blocked. How
comes
many have they
through.
blocked? Three,
I
two or
don't know,
three
too
so far.
many, too many.
When
I
was
mean,
it?
like
When was it?
you have one a
There,
season.
at least someone's getting back there every time.
Wyatt, it's Devontae, but the
Yeah.
bulk of the time he just kind of
I think Jordan Davis blocked one at some point. Big dude with
yes.
his hands up. But like you were saying, they were mad they let up 17 to Tennessee. Remember what N'Kobe Dean said when they let up 7 to Florida? He was pissed off. I mean, they were mad that they let them score a touchdown. We saw Nolan Smith a few weeks ago. I can't remember it. I want to say it was after Arkansas. But he was saying, we don't want anyone in our end zone. We don't care if it's the New England Patriots. They're hungry, man. Like Kirby Smart answered your question the other day. They're out there to hunt. They're out there to hunt, man.
Um, I mean that guy is he'll take any opportunity to talk to his team in different ways. I mean, I understand it. I mean,
He uses us.
we are just a tool for him. We're just another weapon in his arsenal, and I get it. I mean, I don't have a problem with everybody gets annoyed. He gets annoyed with us. Hey, we get annoyed with him. It happens. This is what it is. But he's talking to his team. I don't know that he has to talk to this team very much. I mean, they're out here really trying to rip people's faces off, making them nameless and faceless. They're the ones ripping faces off, not me.
I definitely think he uses us a little bit, the media,
Yeah.
to deliver messages. He uses it to deliver messages to the fans a couple times this year. But they don't want them looking at all the stuff that all of us are posting and all these videos. But he knows that they do, and that's why he uses us.
Yeah, he does. But this Saturday is nobody's going to be super interested, I guess. But again, I say, this is the last chance for everybody to be in the stadium for a long, long time until the spring game, which no one will really care about. And, this has been a special season, an undefeated season so far at home, an undefeated SEC season. It's been a great year at Georgia so far. Now, all the fans are catching their breath. And Georgia's got great fans. They don't have good fans. They have great fans. How many other fan bases would have that many people at Neyland? Alabama and Florida doesn't have that many fans at Neyland Stadium. Kentucky certainly does not. I mean, Auburn, I can go down the list. But Georgia goes and invades places. But the
They
fans are
travel. Dogs travel. That's the
they
saying. Dogs
travel.
travel.
There's no question about that. There's no program outside of Oklahoma that brings 40,000 plus people to an out of state game every single year. So it's just Georgia and Oklahoma. Uh, I got Kirby calling me. He's probably pissed about something I said again. Um, no, I mean these are great. They're not good fans. They're great fans, and they demand their team to perform. And when they don't, they're pissed. And when their team deserves to be praised, Georgia fans know how to do it, man. And they know how to party. I do want to put this in there. As much alcohol as you could buy at Neyland, and there was beer everywhere for sale.
There was.
That Georgia section had more beer, more mini bottles, more party time stuff than anybody that I've seen, any other section in Neyland for sure. The other thing too, and we didn't really touch on this, I thought, with the exception of some language that was really just not appropriate, I don't care that you're a student or not. From the Tennessee fans, I thought that they knew that they were being watched, and that if anything dumb happened, that they would not just embarrass themselves and put themselves in trouble, they'd get the school in some real trouble too. So I thought that Tennessee folks acted, you know, really well.
I wasn't even exactly sure where their student section was from my view. I was trying to figure that out. Was it
So the Georgia, this is important for folks at home listening. When you look at the screen, Tennessee is their sideline is the press box sideline, and the CBS cameras shoot towards the visiting team. The student
yeah.
section for the visiting team, for the Vols, is behind the visiting team from about the 20-yard line and whips around to about the goalpost. And in that section
Okay. So if you're
is
looking from the press box, it was on the right.
is on the right. And
Okay, so
and
that's where I thought it was, but I didn't think they were animated enough for me to even realize there was a student section up there.
but
So maybe they were chilled out.
I think they were. I mean, I think that first of all, as we've discussed, I don't know why we're talking about Tennessee now, but there's a lot of ambient noise there, a lot of ambient noise, and it's pumped through speakers so that you can hear the band. Well, the problem is they never turn the speakers. They do not turn the microphone off. So all the spirit kit people for Tennessee, the dog, mascot, Davy Crockett, and the cheerleaders, them and all the band, their music, their mic is always on, so you hear it no matter where you are in the stadium. including right behind Georgia's bench. There are 4 at minimum. I think there might be 5 speakers at Neyland. One on like the 10, the 20, the 50, the 20, and the 10. You can't escape the sound. And like every time I walk by, that's the one place you really do need ear protection because of the speakers, not because of the sound itself. But anyway, Georgia doesn't do that. I mean, I think if you want to call that a gimmick, you can, but it's a loud place. It's a tough place to play at Tennessee, and Georgia showed some real toughness winning that game, Ryan.
Yeah, they did. I like I said on the riding home after the game. I thought it was good that they were punched in the mouth a little bit at the beginning there. I thought it was good that they saw something different in the speed of that offense. I want them to get tested as much as possible before they play the the better schools. And are they going to really get tested the next 2 weeks before they eventually play Bama? No. So maybe that was probably their last real punch in the face. You're not just going to walk all over everybody, but they ended up walking all over them anyway. So
The only
they're going to
test
cruise
that
by the next 2 weeks, but I want them to dominate. I think they need to stay ready. They need to
mhm.
blow these guys out.
The only test at Tech will be, how often are you willing to stomach listening to someone say that they're better than you are because they went to Georgia Tech and they make more money than you? That's the dumbest argument
Take it
for.
out on the field.
Well, I mean,
N'Kobe Dean's an engineering
uh,
major
I mean,
at
I
UGA.
just,
Let him take it out on the field. He's not going to
I
want
mean,
them to
it's
score.
this. It's not about side rulers, fellas. And I know a lot of Tech people, and most of them are not that way. But that's not what we're doing here. When you play basketball Friday night in Atlanta, I mean, look, Georgia Tech's a great school. I'm taking nothing away from that. It's one of the best higher institutions of learning in this country. Period. We're playing football. We're not counting on our abacus or abaci, whatever the plural of abacus is. That's not what we're doing. We're playing football. That's what's going to happen. And that's it. I don't. This isn't an academic competition, and you're getting
It's
caught on
not. It has
that front.
nothing to do with
You're
nothing to
getting
do with what's
caught
on
on.
the field.
You're getting caught on that front too. By the way,
Yeah,
so
Georgia's moving up in the ranks, man.
uh,
They're an elite public university. I don't know if the air quotes are on, but that's what they
no,
want to
it's
be.
not an air. It's not air quotes. I mean,
You,
we're going off the rails here, but I mean, I listen. Georgia's one of the best public schools in the country. It's one of the best schools in the country. Period. Doesn't Georgia Tech is too. Georgia Tech is a better school than Georgia, but it's not so much better that the way the Tech folks think it. This isn't 1986 anymore. The two very different institutions. Very different. Georgia's got to get its
one's better
endowment
at
up.
football than the other.
Well, we know that
So
part. It
that's what we talk about.
has been for some time. Uh, well, final thought this week.
I'm excited to see the seniors walk. I think I'm going to be down there, so that'll be,
No
I'll get
pressure.
all that. But
No pressure.
well, the pressure. But you know, I think most of them are going to end up leaving. I think,
Mm,
and rightfully so. But a lot of them are going to be in the NFL. So, but this is going to be a special moment for them, especially for the
yes.
ones that wanted it last year but ended up deciding to come back. So it's going to be an emotional morning. It'll be early morning for us. So that's a noon kick. A lot of stuff going on. We're going to have to get there pretty early. But got to dominate. You got to keep moving up. You can't plateau before you face what's probably going to be Bama, because I don't know if TJ Finley is going to beat them. So
No. All right. We'll
yeah.
see everyone on the website.